what are the details surrounding the Israeli occupation forces' recent attack on the Khalil Awaida school?
Yes, as you said before, the Israeli attack is continuing, targeting the shelters and the places, the schools that the Palestinian refugee is sitting in it and sheltering in it as well. These days, today attack, they found people completely burned. Their bodies are burned completely and in a very bad situation. This is not the first attack, but it's a continuous strategy to force people to transfer from their shelters in the north toward the south again, under the fire, under the attacks, and under the fear of these Israeli attacks. So more than 50 people has been killed or burned alive in this attack, and other people are injured in the same attack on the school.
Mrs. Rateeba, how does the ongoing conflict and violence impact the humanitarian situation in Gaza?
Actually, there's wordless or nothing can describe the situation in Gaza now. It's becoming more and more worse. Not just because of the hunger and the illnesses and the lack of food and water in Gaza Strip, but adding to that the cold weather by entering the winter without shelters for more than 1 million people in Gaza. They have nothing to hide in, or to like a tent or a house or anything.
Nowhere to
as
go.
A roof.
There is nowhere to
nowhere
go.
to go. There is no roof above their heads. Nothing to protect them from the weather and the coldness of this weather in the winter, as well as the fear and the continuous attack on the people. And as you see, even spreading the few amounts of food that we have is impossible now because of these militias in Gaza that attacks the tracks of aids and didn't allow it to go to the people as it must be.
So how has the local health infrastructure in Gaza, how has it been coping with the rising number of casualties?
There's some offers from the local families and groups in Gaza, as much as they could, to allow this aids to go to the people and to protect the people as much as they could. But still, it's like wordless if there's no fire cases in Gaza, and if these attacks from the Israelis didn't stop, because any efforts that we are trying to do, or any initiatives will not success in this situation in Gaza, and the situation is becoming more and more dangerous and inhumanitarian as well. So I think that people have a little hope now by getting to a ceasefire very near in the 2 or 3 near weeks, by the pushing of the American administration as well, and they hope that maybe a deal can be held in the near future and can cause a ceasefire very nearly.
So how has the international community responded to the reported violence targeting civilians in Gaza, in your own opinion?
Actually, they just reporting what is happening in Gaza. But if you are talking about a real actions, I think that it's still a few actions taken against what is happening in Gaza, trying to enter more and more aids, but it's really we are facing an obstacles from the Israeli sides, and I think that the international community is not putting enough pressure on Israel to enter more aids to the Palestinian and to cease fire and stop the attacks against the civilians in Gaza. So I think still the international community is not taking the real role in stopping what is happening in Gaza, and their efforts is very, very weak according to the huge mascara that is happening in Gaza.